Do not worry. Jesus tells us, do not worry. It's funny because the same could have been said for Jesus and the time that he was living in, speaking his words to a people that found themselves in a time of occupation, a time where they were being ruled by a foreign power, a time where they would have had taxes and taxation at probably the highest level known to that generation or time. I wonder what it would feel like not to worry about any of those things. I wonder what it would feel like. I tried in earnest to pretend that those things didn't worry me. Yet I simply couldn't. For each time that I thought about something and then said, I simply will not worry about it, something new popped up that was worth worrying about. And I mean, when you unpack the words of Jesus, it's not like Jesus is telling us not to worry about the next overseas trip that you're planning, or not to worry about the new Range Rover that you're planning on buying, or the next Gucci bag that's coming on the market. Jesus is talking about not the nice-to-haves, the luxuries that some of us are able to enjoy in life, but rather Jesus is talking about the essential things, not the things we want or desire or dream about, but simply the things that we need, the things we need to function in our world. We need food. We need something to drink. And we would be very unpopular if we didn't have things to wear. We need these things. So what is it that Jesus and St. Julian are on about in these supposedly wise words to us living in our day? Are these words just part of those Christian facile comfort sayings, religious words that fail to recognize the true reality of our lives? How do we even begin to approach the words that Jesus speaks to us this morning? Firstly, Jesus isn't saying that these things are bad things. He's not saying that food and drink and what we wear are problematic, that we shouldn't be thinking about them or worrying about them. He's not saying that they're insignificant. What we eat, what we wear, what we drink, how we present ourselves, or about our lives. But I think he is concerned about our focus and how we view them. The attitude that we seem to have towards these things. What is that attitude? It's worry. It's worrying about them. That's the attitude that Jesus is attempting to address this morning. How did Jesus know that we were going to be a people full of anxiety and worry, worrying about all these things and more, worrying about tomorrow and all that it could possibly bring for us? But more than that, perhaps we wouldn't be able to face tomorrow if we considered all that we worry about today. We are all warriors with an O, and unfortunately not warriors with an A. I remember reading one day an accurate description of what worry is. That is worry. Can you see that? Do you see that rocking chair there? That is what they described worry as. It gives us something to do, but it never gets us anywhere. A rocking chair gives us something to do, but we never get anywhere. We remain in the same space. Worry is the same. Worry gives us something to do, something to occupy ourselves with, but it really doesn't get us anywhere. It doesn't help us in any way. Jesus says to us this morning, do not worry. Do not worry. Because it is that activity of worry that takes up a lot of time and a lot of energy. A lot of time and energy. It robs us of time and energy worrying about today, tomorrow, and the future. So what is it that Jesus wants us to do? Does he simply want us to stop worrying? I tried it for a couple of hours and it was very much unsuccessful. So I don't think that is what Jesus is calling us to do this morning or for the rest of our lives. If we circle back to the reading and we look carefully at what Jesus is actually saying, Jesus says, look at the birds of the air and see the flowers of the fields grow. Look at the birds of the air and look at the fields of flowers as they grow. This is not a suggestion. In actual fact, this particular wording and sentence that Jesus gives to us is an instruction. In fact, it is a commandment that Jesus is commanding us to do. Not consider the birds of the air and the fields of flowers. He's saying to you, go and look at the birds of the air and the fields of flowers. Jesus is redirecting our attention. He's redirecting our attention. Think about it for a moment. In my normal state of being, and I'm worrying about everything, I'm worrying about whether there'll be enough money at the end of the month when all the debit orders go off, like this morning. I'm worried about what we're going to eat for lunch today. I worried already about what I was going to put on and whether I was going to look smart enough and nice enough. I worry about the future. I worry about my retirement plan. Is it going to be sufficient? I worry about my children. I worry about their grades now, and are they going to do okay? Are they going to be able to do what they need to, or go to the university they want to? Are there going to be jobs for them? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how worry just sort of, it's so easy to find things to worry about. But what does worry do? It makes us look inward. It makes us look down. It makes us caught up in our own world. Do you see? And so Jesus is saying, let's redirect that attention from being self-involved and in our own world to out there. Because the birds of the air are out there, and the flowers of the fields are out there. I don't want you to become self-consumed and self-involved and eventually be just inside your own mind worrying about everything. I want you to look up and to look out. I want you to see the magnificent creation that I have given you. I want you to see the miracles that are unfolding before your